Plymouth breaks the time barrier.
You could be Dodge material.
Soft Corinthian leather.
If you can find a better car, buy it.
Say hello to Plymouth Neon.
Hi, my name is Dave. I'm from Allpar and I'm here to introduce you to the Fiat 500C. This is a convertible version of the new Fiat 500 and it's made by Chrysler in Mexico at the same factory that used to make the PT Cruiser and still makes the Dodge Journey. It's an interesting car because it's a retro car based on an older model that most Americans have never seen before. And the ones who have seen it have usually seen it in the movie Cars, which is animated, where the Fiat 500 played a fairly small part. So we've got it here and it's got all sorts of retro styling and these detailed tail lamp assemblies. On the left hand you have the usual tail lights and brake lights, but here you have amber turn signals hidden behind clear glass. I think that they look better. They're also more functional. In front it's also got modern headlights, very well focused assembly. When you mention the size of the engine, a lot of Americans will think of squirrels running around. It's actually got pretty good power. It's a 1.4 liter engine. It puts out about 100 horsepower, a little bit more. When you look at an engine of this size, you would normally expect that it would make very, very little horsepower at first, and then as you really rev it high, then it would start to go somewhere. With this engine, you find that they can spread out the power much more evenly. You can see that the access points are marked out in yellow. You can easily reach the dipstick here, and the battery's right here if you need to jumpstart somebody or get jump-started yourself. Now, the regular Fiat 500 is a hatchback. On this one, they couldn't do a hatchback because everything has to fold down. So instead, we have a traditional tiny little trunk. Now, somebody said that you could fit in a bunch of golf clubs in here. I don't know if I'd like to try that. Moving on, for the main feature, we have the drop top. All right, it's a two-touch system to open up the roof. Touch number one. It just goes neatly down the track, folding itself up as it goes. And that takes you almost all the way. Now, if you drive around like this, you will find that the wind buffets you and hurts your ears as the air pressure in the cabin builds up. So, press it again, and now you actually have a convertible. Now suppose that the top is down and you want to get into the trunk. You lift up the latch, but instead of the trunk coming up, the roof moves out of your way, and then it opens up the trunk for you. Unfortunately, when you put the trunk back down, it doesn't fold the top back away, but in the meantime, at least it keeps you from damaging the top by opening up the trunk at a stupid time. This is a car that keeps you very nicely connected to the road. It's a case where it feels faster than it is. This is a great city car and it's a great suburban car. I don't know that it's the car that I would choose to drive across the country. It's the same connectivity that you feel with the road that feels really good around town. It doesn't feel quite so good after you've spent about 40 minutes in it on the highway. Then you start to say, you know what would be nice is standing on non-vibrating dry land for a while. This is the fun part, is going around these tight little turns. You can feel what you're doing. It really does corner very well, and it doesn't punish you as much as you would think. The ride, I mean, you can probably see us bouncing around, and there is that, but it's not as stiff as you'd think. In this car, it's cushy, so you can hit a pretty sharp bit of broken pavement, and you're not going to get hurt on it. And it's something that the Fiat 500 really excels at.